Hey there everybody, just wanted to do a video about what I've been working on lately. So this guy right here. So I'm pretty much finished up. Did some first shots, a little bit of tuning on the gas block and sighting in the scope. The one thing that I'm still waiting on is a 2-stage trigger from LaRue Tactical, the MBT trigger. So I really like those triggers. For the time being though, I'm using one of my extra Rise Armament RA-140 triggers. Very good trigger, but you know, this being more of a precision rifle, I prefer the 2-stage triggers over the single stage. So anyways, just want to give y'all a quick video, go over some of the parts I selected and why I went the route I did, and maybe to help some of y'all if you're trying to put something together. So alright, stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, make sure this guy's unloaded and clear. Okay. Alright. So I kind of built the upper first. I had the receiver set laying around for a while, but what I went with was the Aero Precision M4E1 receiver set, so the upper and the lower. For the handguard, I ended up going with the Aero R1 series. Okay, so these are really thin profiled handguards. For the barrel, I went with the Ballistic Advantage 18-inch Premium Fluted SPR profile barrel, and I had been eyeballing this barrel for quite a while. So yeah, this is a really a cool looking barrel. It's got straight fluting. It's actually pretty lightweight, and I did a little bit of shooting with it, and I'll say it's pretty accurate. I didn't really try my best, but I threw some rounds downrange just to function test, kind of start to dial in the gas block a little bit. And I'm using the Superlative Arms adjustable gas block, so it has a bleed off. So I'm trying to get that kind of dialed in. On the end here, I'm using the muzzle brake from Rugged Suppressors. So on the end I have right now currently, let's see if I can switch this around a little bit. Currently have my, well, I got a Cole-Tac suppressor cover on there at the moment. But let me pull this guy off. Okay, so Rugged Razor 762. A really nice suppressor. This thing, I run it on all of my rifles, and it is not failed to impress me. So I'm hoping to maybe pick up the Radiant 762 at some point down the future. So out on the end here, I'm using the Magpul Bipod. So far, pretty impressed with this. I was a little bit worried with it being polymer, but man, it's pretty durable. So flips out. The inner legs are aluminum, but the outer is polymer. It's got a nice, let's see if I can get this thing out. So it does allow some swivel, okay, and then also some cant with this guy, and it's got a locking knob on the bottom. So I went with the MLok version, but they have a few other other versions as well for attachment. So as far as the scope, you might have seen in one of my other videos, the Diamondback Tactical 4 to 16 by 44. This is a first focal plane scope using the MRAD adjustments, MRAD reticle, and I'm using a American Defense QD mount for this guy. And as far as the scope goes, my first impressions are really good. It's got good glass clarity. At the range, I was able to get it dialed in pretty easily, and then I reset my turrets to 0, but I need to do a good bit more shooting before I can definitively say that you know, I would buy this over something else. But so far pretty good. I enjoy it. I like it. It's not quite as nice, the glass on it, as my Viper PST, but for the price point, it's pretty good. All right, so moving on, I'm using a Aero Precision lower parts kit, and I went with the Magpul MLok SL grip. It's got a little bit more of a vertical hold to it, and it's also a little thinner. So I kind of went with this grip on a whim. It's a little too thin for my liking. I may end up swapping it out, but I do like how it has a little bit more of a vertical grip angle to it. Originally I was going to go with just the B5 Systems grip like I have on my other M4E1 build, but I decided to give this one a whirl, and I also went with the Magpul MLok SLS buttstock. So this one is pretty nice. Locks up tight. It's got the storage compartments here, and what I do like about these is they have a nice spot here for a cheek weld. I have the STS stock on a couple of my other rifles, and I like it, but I wanted to try something a little different. So it also has QD slots in the rear for the for sling swivel. So, and for the buffer tube and extension, I went with the Primary Weapons fluted lightweight buffer tube extension, as well as the ratcheting castle nut and QD end plate. So this thing's pretty slick. First time using one of these, and it's goes on pretty good. I did hear a few folks having it loosen up on them over time. You can still, you know, stake it if you'd like. I'm not going to do that because the nice thing about this is, you know, it's ratcheting. So if you want to disassemble, take it off, you don't have to worry about, you know, messing up your staking job and then having to replace the end plate and the castle nut every time you take it apart to make it look nice. So it's kind of nice to, for once, not have to stake a castle nut. So we'll see how this goes. If you know, if it looks like it's something that's going to loosen up, I could even add a little bit of blue Loctite to it to keep that from loosening up. So, all right. So continuing on with the lower, for now I'm using a Rise Armament single stage trigger. I'm waiting on a MBT 2-stage to come in from LaRue Tactical. They are very nice 2-stage triggers. Not that there's anything wrong with the RA-140 from Rise Armament. I actually have these in a couple rifles as well, and this was just an extra one I had laying around. But for this rifle, since it's geared more towards precision, I really prefer the 2-stage triggers for that. So also looking in the buffer tube, I went with a PWS H2 buffer. I'm actually going with the PWS H2 buffer, and then I'm going with the flat spring from Strike Industries. So we'll see how that thing functions. I will roll in some video of shooting this thing. Unfortunately, it was not on this lower. I had not completed it yet, so it was just with the the upper half. But the upper half, no problems, no malfunctions. Everything worked great, and I hope to get it back out here pretty soon to do some more shooting with it. So I did run, as far as ammo that I ran through the upper, so far I ran some hand loads, 62 grain hand loads. I ran some 55 grain Wolf Gold, but that's actually my preferred off-the-shelf plinking ammo, training ammo. I also ran some IWI 62 grain green tip M855, and I also 75 grain Hornady Super Performance match ammo, and everything shot really well. I got, with the match ammo, definitely sub MOA. I didn't really shoot for groups though, so I'm gonna wait till I have things dialed in a little bit better, and then I'll go back and shoot for groups. One thing I did notice a little bit is it seemed as I shot a lot, this Ballistic Advantage fluted barrel. Yeah, it's a heavy profile barrel, but it's fluted. So the heat, in my opinion, did tend to bother this barrel a little bit when I shot it a lot, because I noticed that, you know, my shots started to group out a little bit more. But you know, anyways, I mean, it was well, you know, it's plenty accurate. It's no problem. I wasn't really shooting for groups, but it did appear, the test firing that I did, that as I shot it and it heated up, it did start to lose a little bit of accuracy. So anyways, so that's about it. I just wanted to show y'all kind of what I put together, and so far I'm liking it. This is a build I've been thinking about for a few years and been gathering parts for quite a while, and you know, like I said, just finally got everything together, other than the trigger, so I'll have that here pretty soon. And anyways, thanks for watching, and you know, if you like what you see, definitely throw a like out there and subscribe if you can. I don't do a ton of videos, I'm fairly new to doing review type videos, but you know, I appreciate any comments, suggestions. You know, if you guys throw some stuff down below, that'd be awesome. All right, so appreciate it, and y'all have a good one.